Cool. How do you foresee your product impacting the industry and the market in the next 5 years?
Man, that's an interesting question. So first of all, there's a real culture around cold outreach platforms and data right now, and there's a good ecosystem, and so it's very competitive. So you really got to be niche. So is that you're a specific type of data provider? Are you providing certain features? I think where we're going with it is two things. One, we have a data marketplace. So we allow content creators, and I say content creators like B2B outreach agencies or B2B lead generation agencies are creating data sets all the time. And some of them are really novel and unique, and there's an audience for that. But there's no real iTunes of data. So we created a data marketplace where we can create any data product. It's kind of a pre-built, curated data set that someone can go in and buy. And they can buy it either as a subscriber with tokens in Opps, or they can pay cash for it. So that's the first thing. I think that's a really unique thing that will allow people that are scraping and enriching data now to get some more ROI on their data sets and sell it multiple times. You want to be careful about that. So I think it's almost like the flash sale, limited time, limited quantity is really advisable so you don't burn out a list, and it's really good data. So I think that's the first thing. I think the data marketplace offers both those data creators and users a way to find curated data sets. The second thing is beyond that is really around Valet. And Valet is our generative AI platform. And right now you can, instead of pushing filters or just picking a product, you can say in plain English to Valet, which is essentially a chatbot inside of Opps right now. You can say to it, create a list targeting this segment, this industry, this title, this size of company. And similar to how you would normally just push buttons and pick filters, you can just say it in plain English like you would to ChatGPT, and it'll come back with a similar or the same result. So I think that's really important, because the next phase of that we're building is, well, wait, now you have data and you want to create a campaign by email, or you want to create a campaign by LinkedIn, or maybe you want to pull data from CRM, or you want to do a report in CRM. I see each of those as skills. So as we do more and more integrations for Valet inside of Opps, you're having to move CSVs and data less and less. And you're having to use fewer tools for automation, and you're having less of a burden upon salespeople and marketers and even lead generation agencies of having to create all these one-off automations, having to create integrations. And instead, you can just be inside of Opps, talk to Valet, tell it the outcome you want. So I think that's really going to be impactful, where you're not just using generative AI to create copy and to write, because that's what large language models are really good at. But you can actually tell Valet, do this thing, and it takes action for you. It creates automations in the background. Once you're integrated, it can move data around. It can interpret responses and take action. So that's really where I see Valet and Opps going.